trap, and I thought he was going to use it earlier today against Hero, but he didn't do it. Not a single time. This Mothership Core Scout is great. He is very happy right now that it's not a Phoenix. He's like, please, no, that's not a Phoenix. I'm okay here. I can stick around a little longer because he can laugh in the face of the Oracle. So great scouting so far by Deer.
Yep. And the Oracle does give him some detection against these incoming Dark Templar, with Mothership Core being forced to recall away.
And that also means, because he used the recall, that he won't have energy for Photon Overcharge, so Deer is going to have to use some defensive weapons as well, so he's going to need some Stalkers, but he has 2 of them. That should be okay for now. Robotic facility being wiped in. The problem is, man, this pylon and this probe has not been scouted yet. I'm surprised that Deer wants to reveal this probe, because that basically tells us, hey Oz, there might be something on this side of the map.
Don't look over here, and actually Oz isn't going to. He's walking back to his
No, but he might
ramp.
park his units on the ramp, so he can still, you know, buy a little bit of extra time for his robotic facility to finish up. I think that probe gave Oz a lot of information. And there we go, Ben, double sentry warp in.
Yep. Oracle is not anywhere near the main base, which means if the DT does get inside...
Isn't it sick how Oz just knows without actually seeing it?
If the DT does get inside...
Oz, your sentries are a little far away.
Oh no, if the DT does get inside, that Oracle will not be able to provide any detection. The Robo is finishing now. Observer immediately starts. Oh, it's a great force field. A single probe's going to go down. Oz is buying the critical time he needs. Wow, look at this Sim City. This is incredible. Dark Templar kills 1 probe in the face of no detection. And
this is just like a mirror image of how Genius vs. Trap opened on Polar Night. It's amazing how good these guys are in defending Dark Templars, and Oz didn't even really scout it. He just felt it. He's like, I think that you're opening Dark Templars. That probe gave me quite a bit, those 2 additional sentries.
This crossing the map?
Ooh. Deer is not done yet though, Ben. This blinked follow-up is going to be pretty scary. This is the first Immortal, but... I mean, Immortals are amazing. Archon being morphed in as well. Wow, Deer is going to go crazy this game. He almost has nothing at home, but he will have a Photon Overcharge to defend against the Oracle. You know, but Oz doesn't have to defend this Nexus, even though he can't really force with his ramp because the Archon is coming here. This is a very interesting push by Deer, and with Blink, I'm not sure how this is going to play out.
Well, this Nexus is definitely in a little bit of trouble. I don't think there's any saving it. And the Archon in the mix makes everything very complicated. The Oracle used a Revelation back in the main base.
Oz dropped the Roboblade, but I don't think the Roboblade is going to come into play. He's going to need as many gateway units and Immortals as possible, because even though Deer is making a probe, he has 27. He can still expand from this. I don't have the feeling that he wants to expand from this. Oz could definitely use 1 or 2 Zealots as well, but last time he also showed that he likes to defend Blink Stalkers with Stalkers without Blink.
Yep.
Which is not something I would normally recommend, but if you're Oz,
I guess it's possible.
Okay, here we go. He did wipe in a couple of Zealots. So.
All right, there are Zealots. There's that Archon. Oh, I love it. 4 Stalker hit squad going to come in here and get a couple of probe kills. There is an Immortal, and that somehow Oz only loses 1 probe once.
He can blink again, though. He's doing this very well. Deer is doing this so good.
Oz
he's buying
is
so
doing
much time.
He's lost 2 probes, Kev.
I know, but he's losing a lot of mind time. Deer is buying some time for himself. He's getting more Archon, so he's not going to sacrifice these Stalkers, I think. Well, he's just going to kill more and more. He's waiting for Photon Overcharge to run out, and then he's going to go YOLO swag in the natural.
Yep, now we are going to get a couple of probe kills, but the Stalker is getting surrounded. Immortal's going to clean up the rest. Here comes the army of Deer. Oz is going to have to position himself very well. Photon Overcharge
maybe the main.
Go down. That's a weird force field, and it does trap some units, but it makes it impossible for the Zealots to engage. Photon Overcharge, and this, the Colossus is here. Big Pop on the high ground is going to chase this away.
And there are still 2 Immortals alive as well. Photon Overcharge is dealing a lot of damage. Oz is handling this very well so far.
Kevin, Deer is so all in. He's still on just 1 base. Oz is doing a great job. He's not ahead in workers, but he does have 2 bases. He's building a stronger and stronger army. Once more, 4 Stalkers up into the main, going to try and harass that economy.
Every second that goes by, I would say normally it's a good one for Oz, but he's actually down in workers because Deer has been pretty effective with these small hit squads. Already 13 probes.
This one's going to hurt as several more probes in the main base will fall. The Immortal that was sent back to defend it was still on the control group. So when
these Stalkers don't have Blinker at the moment, though.
That's a great force field. That is a huge force field. The Immortal's going to fall. The Colossus is still in it. What?
Colossus broke the force field. Very well done by Oz.
Really great micro by Oz. Saving that Immortal and keeping this defense alive. But look at the supplies, Kevin. 54 to 72. It's getting very difficult for Oz to maintain his position.
Second Colossus is misrallied. Big mistake here by Oz.
He takes a lot of damage, has not fallen yet, but it's going to be very hard to micro. And as he does walk up on the high ground, Stalkers will focus him down. One Colossus, two Colossus falling, and now it's only that Immortal. And I think Deer has done it.
Relentless aggression here by Deer of one base. He waited too potent overcharge for the right moment, but eventually he found his right moment. Great play by Deer.
GG gets called. It's so intense.
And Deer, oh Deer, man.
Oh, Deer indeed. Spawning in the bottom left corner of Derelict Watcher. He is Deer. As he crosses his arms with contempt for the world. His opponent up in the top right-hand corner of the map needs to bounce back here. EG Oz. Oz trailing 0-1 here, Kev. This is this is obviously an important game for Oz. He wants to win. If he doesn't win, he's not dead yet. He still has his second chance. He'll fall down where he will be waiting as the final boss of the lower bracket.
Yeah, for both of these guys, this is a massive tournament, not just because the insane amount of prize money that we're giving away, but also those WCS points. For both of them, it's so important. If they make top 4, they will most likely qualify to BlizzCon, and it most likely it's like a 99% scenario because they're gathering a lot of points. Of course, they got a crazy amount of points from winning WCS Korea, but he needs a little more. Oz has been sort of consistent, getting a few points here, getting a few points there. Runner-up IEM Shanghai collected a few points. Top 8 WCS America Season 1 was pretty good, or no, Season 2, sorry, and then Season 3 made top 4. That's all good, but they need that big performance here, and they're close, man, but not there yet.
Oh, so close. We have already seen 2 players advance, Kev. I was so happy to see the Bo3 coming out first in his group.
And he played fantastic. That last game against Hack, he was down 50 supply. And
that was one of the most exciting conclusions to a PvT I have ever seen. Storm finishes at the last second, and the Bo3 makes it happen.
It was beautiful. Taking a close eye at the opening, so far everything is similar, even though Oz delayed his second simulator a little bit, but he's mining with 3 probes of this one, so it's kind of hard to say what he wants to do. No Zealot opening for Deer. That means that he's going to drop a second gateway, and that he's most likely looking to put on some pressure with 3 Stalkers and a Mothership Core. He could go crazy as well and go for an aggressive build and open up with 3 gates instead. But I must say, most of the time when I see Oz face that build, Oz defends very, very well.
Yeah.
Scouting is turned around this game, by the way. Last game, Deer didn't scout at all. This time, Deer is scouting, while Oz is the one not scouting at all.
Deer just watched Genius play three games, Kev, and he's like, you know, last time I saw a PvP where the guy was down 0-1, there was a cannon rush. So, didn't want to fall for that.
Kind of hard to do it on Derelict. Then again, there's always a way.
Where's Wiedemans?
Wiedemans would show us. Mothership Core on the way for both players. Oz does this pretty often, by the way, where he just goes adventurous with that 1 Stalker, and he goes expand behind this, while most players prefer to go Zealot Sentry, 1 gate expand. This doesn't have to be the end of the world yet, but he's going to have to identify quick that he's playing against this opening. And also, what is going to be after this for Deer? Is it going to be a Twilight? Is it just going to be an expand? Or is he going to drop that 3rd gateway, which would change everything?
Whoop. Don't let that Stalker get behind you. As a little bit of a skirmish here. This is the much scarier Stalker, as we can see. Oz is running away. Red is a scarier color than blue, guys.
Stargate follow-up for Deer after the 2 gate, so he's going into Stargate from a pretty safe position.
Yep.
And Robotics Facility going down for Oz, but of course, Oz does have that Nexus halfway down. Deer might still bring a probe with his little army, because he could still be aggressive with these 2 gates. That's a very realistic option.
Definitely. And you talked earlier today, Kev, about how much you like the Stargate against the fast expand.
But then, like, it could be a little bit quicker than it's actually going right now. I would not be surprised at all if Deer expands from this. But if he decides to go all out and make a bunch of Phoenixes and then try to kill Oz with Phoenix Gateway units, that would be a very realistic option as well.
These Stalkers are going to show up and start... Oh, I don't think they want to go up that ramp. They're going to start harassing this Nexus. They're probably not going to kill it.
Photon Overcharge can always be casted to save this Nexus. And it's going to be Oracle Expand for Deer. More in the line of things that we saw earlier of him today when he played against Hero. If you guys just tune in, or if you missed that series, I highly recommend it. Absolutely awesome PvP series between Hero and Deer.
Game 2, absolutely phenomenal. Belshir Vestige, one of the best PvPs of the weekend so far.
And we're going to see a lot of PvPs. I love how Oz just refused to use Photon Overcharge. He's like, I got this. Immortal's on the way. Nexus halfway down, Nexus is bleeding, everyone is abandoning the ship. Oz doesn't stress. What Oz doesn't know, Ben, because he has been worried about this and want to save his energy, is that he hasn't scouted yet. I'm sure that he's going to hallucinate a Phoenix real soon, but he's completely unaware of this Oracle, and this actually could deal quite a bit of damage. The Observer is going to miss it as well.
Oh, wow.
And if this Oracle picks up 4, 5, 6 probes, it's already completely worth it.
Oh, he's going to be uncontested in the main base for a little while. We see no warp in response. And oh, actually, he's looking at the front where there was a Stalker poke and a few probes will go down immediately. This is a great little bit of harass from Deer.
I love that by Deer. He's using the Stalkers to distract Oz, and this is 7 probes. And these probes are exposed as well. Photon Overcharge will pick off the Oracle.
Yep.
But at what cost, man?
Well, it's at the cost of 7 probes, Kevin. I think Deer would say it's well worth it. If we look at the income tab now, we see 32 harvesters to 21. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a massive lead. Deer just makes it look so easy to get economically ahead in this phase. But I must say, Oz's army is way stronger than the army of Deer. This is something that Oz has done in the past as well. He just has crazy pushes. Fantastic scout by Deer. This is such an important scout, because now Deer's going to be like red alert, red alert. I need gateway units immediately. He does have a photon overcharge.
He needs
some
force
fields.
I think he just wants to make defensive force fields at this point. There's no way that he can really fight the army.
He has an Immortal on the way, but it's going to take a little while before his Immortal joins in the fun. Oz is still not producing any probes, Ben. This is basically a one-base all-in of 2 Nexi.
24 probes out on the map for Oz. There's a 25th that's about to pop out.
I mean, these Immortals are scary, but I think if they're force fields properly, with the Photon Overcharge, he should be fine. I think that it's going to be very tough for Oz to pull this one off.
It's even hard for Oz to commit to this ramp, I feel, but he is going to go for it. Where are the force fields? They are going to cut off an Immortal. I don't know if those are perfect force fields, Kev.
I don't think they are perfect force fields. These Immortals are kind of untouched. The force fields for Oz are actually pretty good. Oz hammering through here.
Oh, Oz taking a great fight, and Deer is pushed back all the way to the main ramp. Photon Overcharge continues to do damage. We need to see a force field. It will be a defensive force field on the main ramp, but can he save the Nexus?
I don't think he can. Immortals deal a lot of damage. Oz probably has another force field. Yes, he does. Great force field by Oz.
The Immortal is locked out.
Mothership Core is going to fall as well.
The probes are locked in, and this entire expansion is going to take massive, massive damage. This Nexus might just go down. More Zealots are being warped in. Photon Overcharge might expire soon. That goes. There's no more Photon Overcharge. This expansion's dead.
All the probes are falling as well. They're all the way down to 25.
Whoa, GG!
Man. For some reason, I completely thought we were playing Polar Night. It's been a long day, Ben. Everything I just said does not apply to Frost.
Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Frost, the red Protoss player, he is Deer. And Deer's opponent in the top right-hand corner of the map. He is the blue Protoss player representing the evil geniuses. He is Oz.
Now, there is a lot of surface area on Frost, to my defense. Blink Stalkers are not atrocious on this map.
I think this is a very unpredictable map for a couple of unpredictable players, Kev. I think it stands true no matter what. Certainly when you're talking about Deer and Oz.
Yeah.
Because you never know. You just never know, Kev.
Where are you going with this, man?
I don't know, Kev.
Am I missing out on an inside joke or something?
No, I don't. I don't know. Canada. It's just like the get out of jail free card, man.
What can we talk about? All right. Such a big game for Oz, though, because Oz, you know, it's really awesome to see the rise of Oz again. After he left Fnatic, it got a little silent around him, and we're just not sure. Then EG picked him up for Pro League back then, and he had a reasonable record in Pro League. Like, he wasn't amazing, he didn't stand out, but he definitely got so much better back then practicing for Pro League, and it's amazing to see that the level that Oz reached again. He's also becoming actually more consistent, I would say, than he's been throughout his entire career.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and to me, I love to see it because he's got such a great personality. He's so fun.
And you guys have only seen the half of it because Oz is one of the biggest trolls. And he's so funny.
Oh man, will definitely be a treat to have him in the round of 8 if he makes it that far. He will definitely play tomorrow, no matter what.
I love how in game number 1, Oz scouted, in game number 2, Deer scouted, and in game number 3,
high five.
Gentleman's agreement, they're both going to scout. And also in the right direction.
Yeah, they're going to scout each other at the same time. Man, those probes scouted halfway, or crossed paths halfway.
Once more, Deer is going to open up with the double gateway. No Zealots, wants to open up with a bunch of Stalkers and perhaps take a little bit of map control, at least get some map presence. Able to, you know, usher away probes if he has to and just
Oz
clear
is
out.
doing something else. What is he up to?
Might just still be the 1 gate fast expand, as we know that he likes to do it.
He's obviously not going to show us until he gets rid of this probe scout, as Deer's getting a lot of info.
And he's dropping
Oh,
Stargate.
okay. Stargate goes down.
He's probably like, all right, I tried Stargate in game number 1. Back then you went Twilight. I'm sure that's not going to happen again. Right?
Right.
Right, Deer, you won't do that to me again, right?
Yep. 3 Stalkers will be out on the map very soon for Deer, and that's going to give him oh so much map control. It'll mean that Oz has to get the hell out of there.
Oh, it's going to be some 3-gate pressure from Deer. Deer is actually going to commit. This is a build that the Korean Protoss Archer just uses non-stop.
Yep.
It's like the only build he's been using in PvP for months.
Hey, don't change if it does.
And it's a scary build, man. Like, certainly when you are Oz and you go 1-gate Stargate. Now, Hero tried to do this in game number 3 against Oz in WCS America. It didn't go that well, but I felt that Oz identified it a little quicker. He will be able to sandwich this Stalker, though. He might be able to pick it off, even though the Mothership Core is coming in as well.
This is actually very nice. That Stalker's going to go down. Yeah. It gives...
well, the Mothership Core is going to take a lot of damage as well.
Might it have to recall? Oh, no, missed a shot. And that Mothership Core will sneak away.
But
probably
still, that's a lot
regardless.
of free DPS that Oz got there. The Oracle is not going to be amazing to defend, so you might as well just send it across the map, which is definitely risky, but I'd say just go for it.
Mothership Core and a couple Stalkers making
Oz
their way
needs
right
that
up into the main
badly.
base.
Oz really need... Oh my god, and that's an Artosis
Oh,
pylon.
the Artosis pylon to end them all. Fortunate for Oz, his Stalker spawns at the right moment, and Deer has to get out of there.
Deer had a Stargate as follow-up?
That I was not anticipating, nor did I see.
And that... Oh my god, Deer is going to lose a lot of probes over here. He's going to wipe in 3 Stalkers. Okay, excellent. You know,
1,
maybe
2,
he scouted
3,
it, but still
4.
he's going to lose.
Oh man, a little bit of miscontrol. 5, 6, 7.
Oh my god. 7 probes is a lot though in PvP in this phase of the game.
Drops Deer down to 19 Harvesters against 26. A very strong lead for Oz, who not only killed 7 probes, but saw his opponent's Stargate and can now make a Phoenix.
Yeah, he's like, cool, are we going to play Stargate against Stargate? Did Deer cancel his Oracle?
No, it's out. I don't know if it's ever going to
it's on the other side of the map, but that Phoenix from Oz is going to shut it down so hard. I would love to see him continue Phoenix production. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Man, I think Deer is in quite a bit of trouble. He's dropping the Twilight now, but by the time that he... Ooh, look at the Phoenix. He can smell the Oracle.
Oh, he sees it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch it. No, not going to happen. And the game goes on. Oracle included.
There is a sentry as well. There's nothing to
do. That's dangerous. Don't go halfway up with a sentry waiting for you.
Oz can make an Immortal if he wants to, but I would love to see him continue Phoenix production. He's already going up to 3.
He's got 2. He's going to go to 3. Yeah, you're right.
I think it's so smart. Like, Blink is on the way, but it's going to take quite a while before Blink is done. These Phoenixes can have free reign over the mineral line and pick off a few probes here and there. And Deer is just not in a position where he can afford to lose more probes. 4th gateway going down as well, so Deer is right now just saying, I'm going to go 4-gate Blink Stalker. I'm going to try to kill you. Oz is probably going to start making as many Immortals and Zealots as possible from this point on.
This is a strong spot for Oz. I kind of think it's his game to lose here.
Yep.
At the same time.
He's getting a Twilight as well, which doesn't have to be the wrong decision, but I feel that by the time that he can actually put his own Twilight into use, the game might already be decided.
Where are these Phoenixes, man? They're kind of
they might be able to pick off the Mothership Core.
Oh, that's a huge pickoff! It does. Does it go down? What? What? That's just not fair.
But still, Ben, that Mothership Core represented the high ground vision for quite a while. Also, I think that Oz is going to have a much better chance right now to scout the main base. He's actually going to use a hallucinated Phoenix. He's very careful with his Phoenix energy. He thinks that he might need it in the fight.
Look at the game sense. He's looking for the Oracle. It's exactly what he's doing, and that's exactly what he's done. He's found it. Oracle's caught out of the open, and it's not going to kill anything, Kev. It's going to go right down even splitting the Phoenixes to avoid the revelation.
Oh, Blink is not ready yet.
Oh,
Oh my God, this
huge
is
catch
terrible.
by Oz. 3 Stalkers for free, and the Immortal's going to continue to push forward. A few more are going to go down. Oz is doing everything right.
Oz has been playing such a cost-effective game. Look at this, 450 minerals lost against 1,500. When you play one-base Blink Stalkers, you're just not in a position to really lose any. There are Zealots, there are Immortals, or there's one Immortal, there's a second one on the way. But because Oz has been so precious or so careful with his Phoenix energy, he can still lift up so many Stalkers, and it's the guaranteed kills that he normally won't get against Blink Stalker.
Yeah.
It's actually just flawless PvP play by Oz.
Blink has finally finished, so these Stalkers can try to get active, but my God, does Deer have to be reeling? Oh, is that Immortal misrallied? Nope.
I think Deer just realized that there was just no way that he was going to be able to bust Oz from one base, and it would be stubborn to try it. So he did drop the Nexus. He's making a Void Ray behind this, which is interesting. Now Oz's Blink is also halfway done, so he might actually be able to chase these Stalkers down in a certain phase of the game. And he has 3 Phoenixes, so he could always lift up 3 Stalkers. Deer is playing with fire if he keeps the Stalkers on this side of the map. Wow, Deer.
What? That is
You're
just
in Canada.
savage.
We don't do that over here.
That poor little critter, whatever it was. So here's the thing, Kev, is as well as this is going for Oz, Deer's been keeping up his pro production, and he's now in a worker lead, so while Oz is not in trouble at all.
Okay, Oz has a way bigger army. Blink is ready for him as well. He's going to pick up a couple of these Stalkers now,
And that's a
for
great
sure.
reactive Blink. 2 Stalkers will, and the Phoenixes are going to pick up a couple more. That's going to be a grand total of 4 Stalker kills, and Oz will continue to press his advantage, pushing forward. He's got more energy on the Phoenixes. These Stalkers are playing with fire. 2 more will get lifted. 2 more will go down. Oz is going to push into the natural.
Wow, what a fantastic game from start to finish.
Guys, you're forgetting something. And here comes the perhaps the final push of the game. Time Warp is going to go down in desperation. The Void Rays want to make a difference, but man, this is looking... Well, I might even say hashtag dicey.
It's getting pretty dicey in here. 17 Blink Stalkers. He could, of course, always blink into the main as well if he would want to do that to avoid photon overcharge. But he might just wait until it runs out. He's wiping in more and more units. Oz is economically a little bit behind, but his army is so much more intimidating than the army of Deer.
Oh, yeah. Those Void Rays are not nearly the level of threat that these Immortals are. We see him trying to warp in some Zealots just to give him a bit more of a meat shield, a little bit more damage output. Here we go. We're going to see an engagement. Deer actually picking the fight. Void Rays charge up. Immortals are going to hammer away. I think Oz has got a vastly superior army.
It's 20.
91 supply against 60. Here comes the Stalkers. The Immortals continue to push forward. The force fields will expire. Good game. Oz has done it.